Hey everyone, my name is Lukas Schwekendiek, and today I want to talk to you a bit about habits and projects and kind of the best way to increase long term productivity. So, many of us get this wrong idea in our heads that long term productivity comes from just working hard, from diving into a project and really being motivated and trying your best and doing everything you possibly can to grind and produce and do all of these things that motivational speeches try to teach you and whatnot, that your boss would like you to do as well. It's just grind, 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 work, 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 and just stick with it and do it. And while that does have its merits, it is by far not the only thing. You have to understand that long term productivity uh, is limited because your energy every day is limited. Imagine this like you have a limited amount of resources available, limited amount of pool of energy. And every decision that you make, whether that's to work hard on something, whether that's what clothes to wear, whether that's what you're even going to do in the day. There's a cattail here. We're just gonna keep that in the video because my cats love to come around, so you get a little extra kitty for the video. But no matter what the main part is, no matter what you're deciding to do, you're going to lose energy on that. Habits are the only thing that doesn't cost energy. Habits in large make it easier to make it. God, now I have to restart. Cat totally distracted me. uh, you know what? Screw it. We're gonna keep all of this in. You guys are gonna see a little bit behind the scenes video of what's going on in my household as I try to record these and why it's so hard for me. Okay, we're gonna reset this a little bit mentally. Um, all right. Productivity, long term productivity, habits, reducing the amount of effort. Right. When it comes to habits, habits just reduce the amount of conscious effort you need to put into something. It's kind of like it's already taken care of. You have a habit that you're doing every day. It's the thing that it doesn't require any extra effort for you to do. It's kind of like brushing your teeth. You don't think about brushing your teeth. It's just part of your morning routine, probably part of your evening routine as well. You just do it. There's no extra energy that's involved in the process. There's no extra mind involved in the process. There's no motivation that you need to brush your teeth. It's just something that you do. The same way, if you've been going to the gym for years, it's just another thing that you do. It's just a thing on your schedule. It doesn't come with any extra thoughts, doesn't come with any extra limits or any extra energy problems. It's just what you do. And in that sense, any habits that you develop towards productivity, whether it's just write in the morning um, or you go for a walk or you do something else, all of that helps you in the projects that come in throughout the days and throughout the weeks and throughout the months. Because once something big comes, if you're limited on energy, if you already made a lot of decisions, or if you still have to keep making, still have to keep using energy on making new habits, on making new actions, you're not going to have that energy for that big project. So, to put this in perspective, let's say you read one of those tips online that tells you, yeah, to be productive, you need to meditate, and you need to exercise, and you need to drink more water, and you need to do your affirmations, and then you need to work harder, and you need some creative time, and you need some time to produce something to share with the world. Right? If that happens, there's 7 things on your mind already. Now you have work on top of that. You have problems within the day. You have maybe to get your groceries and do your laundry and find out what to wear in the day. And you're just not going to have the time for everything. You're not going to have the mental capacity to make decisions on all of that. And this leads most people to forget what they wanted to do. It leads them to not be motivated for what they wanted to do. It leads them to not have the energy, even if they remember and know what to do, to actually do it. So, with all of that being said, you're going to have to figure out what it is that you're going to spend your energy on and what you want to create in the day. So if you want to create a habit for yourself, such as going for a walk in the morning, then that's something that's going to draw your energy, and you're going to have less for everything else. My recommendation as a coach to client is always to have a maximum of 3 things that you're actively trying to create. But when you develop habits, they get taken away from those 3 things. Hi, can you stop distracting me while I'm trying to record a video? It's really hard to keep the plot in line in the red thread. I love you too. Alright. Let me check my notes one more time. Sorry about this, but I'm too tired to make another attempt. Right, so the habits are usually very slow moving and something that causes your conscious effort to do. But after a while, it becomes a habit. It becomes something ingrained in you. It becomes something that you don't have to think about anymore. And at that point, you can add another thing, and another thing, and another thing, and another thing. And over time, this creates a lot of productivity. When you look back at last year, for instance, at your New Year's resolutions, you'll see that you wanted to start something like going to the gym, but you probably didn't see it through. Now imagine if you just did a little bit over the entire, like most of you gave up, in the first couple months, but if you had done a little bit over the entire year, the net gain of productivity or the net gain of things you would have achieved would have been so much better, would have been so much bigger. And that's where the habits come in. Yes, they're small. Yes, they take a long time to really give an effect. But looking back, we regret not having spent more time on something. And even just 5 minutes a day amounts to like a week's worth of work by the end of the year. That's a lot of time that you're creating. And so, in terms of creating more long-term productivity for yourself, what this means is that the best way to use your energy is to invest it in sticking to 1, 2, or 3 habits and making sure that you nail those and that you do those every day and that those don't become something that you forget. Those should be as big as whatever big project you have going on, because those matter in the end. Those are the ones that keep you going, that keep your energy high for then when a big project or an unexpected event or something else happens in your life, which usually happens every week. And that's what we want to conserve our energy for, because we don't know what to expect from life, but we also want to make progress in life. And many people think that they can just spend all of their energy on these big things, that they can spend all their energy to really drive, but forget that life happens. Things get in the way. And everything that you reserved your energy for that big hard day is going to be taken up by all these smaller things. Besides, if you have a habit, what adds on to that is that usually this is a good habit. Usually this is something that benefits your life, and that'll get you motivated to do another thing. When you're looking at therapists and their work with people with depressions, what often happens is that one good thing is the start and the catalyst to a second good thing, which is the start to another third good thing, and a fourth and a fifth, and it snowballs out of control. That's why therapists often try to make everything that depressed person does a win, because it is. And if the person considers it as such, they become more motivated, they become more positive, they become more excitable, and they're making a difference. And that leads to the next thing. If you only have big projects, however, finishing that big project would be one win, so to speak. It's going to take a long time. And by the time you get there, you will have a lot of smaller losses and failures and things that didn't go so well. And those will count negatively against you. And those things can also negatively spiral you down the drain. So you want to make sure that you have wins every day in the form of as many habits as possible. Because while they're slowly burning, they are consistently burning. And yeah, you may forget a day or two, but if you only do 8 hours of work every time you can be asked to, or every time you remember to, you're not nearly going to get as much done as if you do 5 or 10 minutes worth of work every single day. The little things add up really quickly, and we usually find excuses not to do the big things. And for instance, a really good example, if you've been watching me on YouTube for a while, that's one of my big projects. I've been horribly inconsistent on it. So now I'm trying to make it a little bit more of a habit, just to maybe record one video a day, or to maybe just post one a week, right? Just something, because that in large will create a lasting impact, will create a snowball effect. And that's what you're after. Because when you're looking back, you will feel productive. And of course, that doesn't mean you shouldn't have those 8-hour workdays, or that you shouldn't grind or shouldn't put your heart into it. But don't make that your main and only prerogative. Make sure that your habits outbeat the big projects, at least in priority. Because they're the things that last. They're the things that take the edge off. They're the things that give you more energy throughout the day, as counterintuitive as that may sound at first. Because you'll have more energy for the other things that you're not actively focusing on. But for that, they have to become habits. And the start of that is by making sure that you follow through with the habit as much as you possibly can. Do a little bit every day. 5 minutes on 3 things. 15 minutes total. All that's required. You may do more if you want to, but do at least that, and you will see that within the year, within 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, you'll have gotten so much done in just those 5 minutes a day. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you joined the bonus cat, and I'll see you in the next video.